Jordan lives in a block of flats in East London. When the coronavirus pandemic struck, he, along with several others, wrote to their letting agents on behalf of more than 100 private tenants in the building, asking for a rent reduction over lockdown and a halt on evictions. But they didn't get a sympathetic response.
We received this really stern refusal. It was quite hostile, and they told us we could use the money that we'd saved on our cancelled holidays in order to pay the rent in full. So people were really angry about that, really upset. In my household here, we received a Section 21 eviction notice. We have always paid our rent in full and on time, so it was really surprising to be told that, even though we've followed all the rules, that we're being told that we have to leave.
6 months ago, the government barred landlords from evicting tenants. That period of protection has now come to an end. In England, Wales and Scotland, landlords must now give 6 months' notice of eviction compared to 2 months before the pandemic. And there will be a Christmas truce on evictions over the festive period, but it remains a worrying time.
I've had sleepless nights wondering what's going to happen.
A survey by the homelessness charity Shelter suggested that more than 170,000 private tenants have been threatened with eviction, and 230,000 in England have fallen into arrears since the pandemic began.
People have been worried about their health, people have been worried about their family, and then people are worried about their jobs and income. I mean, it's all that uncertainty. The one thing that's going to be constant for you is your home. Your home is safe and it's there. The danger is we're now taking that away, and we're taking it away potentially at the worst possible time.
It is a difficult situation for landlords too, some of whom are also under financial pressure and rely on the income from their property. The National Residential Landlords Association says that the majority of landlords and renters are working together to sustain tenancies, but no one really knows how many possession cases could be brought before the courts. The government say they've taken unprecedented action to support renters, including providing financial support. They've added that under the new court rules in England, landlords will have to say how the pandemic has affected their tenants financially. While evictions are not going to happen overnight, critics argue that no renter should lose their home because of coronavirus.
People are terrified. They're terrified of losing their home. They have no option but to sit there and worry about how they're going to pay the rent because they've lost their job. They're at risk of losing their job. Their furlough scheme may be coming to an end. Their local housing allowance doesn't cover their rent. What more are they to do?
The Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, says the government's eviction ban should remain in place and has previously accused Boris Johnson of having his head in the sand. As eviction hearings resume, campaigners are hoping that the Chancellor's latest job protection scheme may be some support and help to keep people in their homes over the winter months.